Thank you very much, and I'm also very happy to be here. It's a great pleasure, and I would like to thank CEPS for this very important invitation and for this event, because we can see that room is full of people, and it really tells how important it is to have debate how we are going to have more competitive, resilient, and sovereign Europe. But what does it mean to be technologically sovereign? And how does innovation and critical and emerging technologies tie into this concept? And last but not least, what are our key priorities and actions to ensure that we are in the forefront when it comes to critical technology development, deployment, and uptake? Today, I would like to share my views about these topics. I must say also that when it comes to technological sovereignty, security, and democracy, we are living such a very critical moment of history in these topics. Today, technology is, on one hand, an enabler for our well-being, security, and democracy, and on the other, a key factor for competitiveness and growth. And nowadays, we can also see how much technology, security, and democracy, how they are interlinked. And also how our democracy is very much under attack also, and often technologies are also used for that. So at this very moment, the quest for the EU to become technological sovereign is real. In the digital age, technology has clearly taken a central role in what it means to be sovereign. The current geopolitical context is defined by several security risks. We have full-scale war on our borders, but also we are facing hybrid risks, including also cybersecurity challenges and attacks from malicious actors, as well as attempts to manipulate information and influence the public democratic debate. In this context, I see EU tech sovereignty as our ability to independently develop, deploy, and regulate key technologies and digital infrastructure, ensuring that our interests, values, and security are protected. To do so, we need to promote innovation made in the EU, reduce dependencies on non-EU technologies and suppliers, and enhance the EU competitiveness on the global markets. We still import way too many technologies, while other regions, including US and China, are investing heavily in cutting-edge technologies, in particular in AI. Just to give you an example, in the last 10 years, Europe's share in the world's digital technologies market dropped from 22% to 18%, so the direction is not a good one, while our digital sector has become increasingly dependent on foreign technologies. The recent global developments are serving as yet another wake-up call that we have to take very seriously. Europe must develop and maintain strong capacities in the frontier technologies that will represent the next big areas of competition. These include, in particular, AI, advanced semiconductors, quantum technologies, supercomputing, cloud and edge computing, as well as cybersecurity. To achieve this, we must close our innovation gap with global peers. This is important as these tech sectors are engines of growth in themselves, but also because they help other sectors remain competitive. Some examples on these frontier technologies. Supercomputing is a perfect example, proving that when we join forces in Europe, we can also achieve great things together. Our world-class network of supercomputers, established in the last 5 years, is a result of a joint investment between the Union and the Member States. This is a good base at a time when the global AI race is heating up and Europe needs to adopt more AI technologies to improve our competitiveness. Last December, we announced the creation of 7 AI factories, and we will soon announce a few more. These will build on our supercomputers to deliver computing capacity for supporting our startups, industry, and researchers for training and developing general-purpose trustworthy AI models on a large scale. The 10 billion euros of support for the AI factories by the EU and the Member States will unlock over 10 times more private investment. AI factories will help position Europe as a leader on developing ethical, trustworthy, and transparent generative AI solutions. We expect that new European AI unicorns will emerge from our AI factories. At the AI Summit in Paris, our president also announced Invest AI Fund, an initiative to mobilize 200 billion euros for investment in AI, including a new European fund of 20 billion euro for AI gigafactories. These AI gigafactories will be specialized on training the most complex, very large AI models. And this will be one of the largest public-private partnerships in the world for the development of trustworthy AI as a force for good and for growth. Our ultimate goal is to make Europe an AI continent, integrating the most advanced AI models into the strategic sectors. To this purpose, the upcoming Apply AI strategy will support the development of world-class AI models in the EU and also foster the integration of AI technologies into most strategic sectors: healthcare, manufacturing, automotive, energy, biotech, just to mention just a few of these, as well as, of course, the public sector. So when it comes to AI in the European Union, we are building to our own strengths here. And I think we can be very strong also. We have very strong research and scientific community. We have thousands of startups who are working with AI, but they are often lacking access to computing capacity. And now in the coming year, because of the investments, in 1 year time, we will have 5 times more computing capacity in our supercomputers than we have today. And we are able to open this access to computing capacity for our researchers and for our startups to train AI. And I think we can be very successful, especially when we are then bringing together our industries, our public sector with the AI developers, and we are applying AI in our industries and public sectors and in our services. And we have also clear rules already in the place. Another critical topic to where we will focus in the coming months is semiconductors, because we know that chips and semiconductors, they are very much precondition for any other technologies. The EU CHIPS Act has already started delivering its results. It has already mobilized 85 billion euros of private and public funding to increase Europe's security of supply in semiconductors. In addition, it supports also research and development for building pilot manufacturing and design facilities that would help grow the semiconductor ecosystem and also prepare for the next generation of production facilities in the European Union. The AI diffusion rule recently adopted by the US, where US set limitations to some of our member states in the European Union to their access to advanced chips, it very much shows the need for Europe to reduce our dependencies and increase our own capacities in critical technologies, such as chips in Europe, while still, of course, collaborating with like-minded partners to ensure the continuous of supply chains of chips. While working full speed on the implementation of the CHIPS Act, we are already discussing with the research and technology organizations, industry players, and the member states about the next CHIPS Act to further boost our competitiveness in this very key technology. And third, very important frontier technology to where we will focus together with AI, with semiconductors, is on quantum. Because we see that quantum is the next big thing, and this is an area where Europe is not lagging behind. Together with AI, quantum has potential to transform many different sectors, from healthcare to energy, manufacturing, and digital encryption systems underpinning today's security and defense communications. Our ambition in quantum is very big. We want Europe to become the quantum valley of the world, building on the very strong research and innovation potential we have here. In quantum, we are not only funding research, but we are also embarking on major cross-border infrastructure initiatives like EuroQCAI, which supports the deployment of secure communication networks across Europe, both on Earth and also in space. We are now also investing in the development of quantum chips and technologies, laying the groundwork for pilot lines and long-term strategy to maintain our competitive advantage also in this field. However, compared to our competitors, our industrial quantum ecosystem is based on promising but economically fragile quantum startups. They need also access to substantial investments to prevent economic and strategic lag. So again, when we speak about quantum, we have very strong research and scientific community and also many very promising startups working in this area, and now we have to make sure that we give all our support for them, and we are really pooling also our expertise in this area in the European Union. This is why we are creating lead market opportunities for our startups by investing in Euro QCAI or by pursuing them quantum computers and linking them to our supercomputers for creating first large industrial and also scientific use cases for them. Our startups will also benefit from a forthcoming quantum strategy and quantum act, which are going to be presented in the course of this year. They will build on the existing CHIPS Act to address regulatory fragmentation, align EU and national programs, support investments in pan-European quantum computing, communication and sensing infrastructures, and also attracting talent and build skills on our industry needs. So, dear audience, we have a very bold agenda and very evident challenges also ahead of us. You may also wonder how we are going to release these ambitions. Well, the Competitiveness Compass, our strategic agenda for the next 5 years, shows us very much the way. I'm sure that many of you are familiar with the Competitiveness Compass, what was published about 1 month ago from the Commission side. But there is really 5 main horizontal actions we are taking to make sure that we are competitive in the future. First is innovation-friendly regulatory framework. So we are very committed to cut bureaucracy and red tape, reporting obligations, and all extra administrative burden we have for our industry as an SMEs. We are very committed to cut this away to make sure that we have regulation that encourages innovations and investments. We are also very committed to remove the barriers of our markets to create one single market to European Union. It would be very important for our digital companies, of course, for all industries and SMEs, but especially for those who are working on the field of technology and digitalization. Third is really the access to finance. There, our startups are often lagging behind very much if we are comparing the USA markets, and that's why it's very important for us when we are creating single market that we are also creating one capital markets union, and we will also propose our savings and investments union strategy very soon. And the fourth part, what is very important when it comes to technologies and our competitiveness, is access to talented workforce. So we have to invest to skills of people, we have to invest to education and research, but also European Union has to be an attractive place for talented people all over the world to come to Europe and work and start their businesses here. And fifth part, when it comes to competitiveness, is that we have to work very closely together with the member states, because it's not only the European Commission and European Union level who is making the decisions. It's important that we have also similar approach with our member states, that they are also doing their everything to boost the competitiveness, to encourage innovations and investment, to attract talented people and make sure that we have finance also for our very promising businesses and companies. So, dear audience, this is not also like a field where we have some alternatives, because I think that we have no alternative. On Peter said, the alternative is, of course, that we will lose the competitiveness, which in this specific case means also that we will lose our freedom, we will risk our democracy, and we will also risk the well-being of our society as a whole. So that's why we have urgent need to boost our competitiveness in these sectors, and technologies are very much playing a key role in here, because in the same time, they are very much the sector that matters in the future, who has the best technologies, but also we can use digital technologies to also build up the productivity of all other sectors. So our choice is very clear. We want Europe to be competitive, and we will spare no effort in making it to happen.